Hey guys, so back when I came up with the idea to do the main event, I knew from the very beginning that whenever I'd reach the end of a year, in this case it will be 1985, I wanted to do a special where I would do, who is the main eventer of that year. And what I would do is I would take all the winners from, all the main events of that year, and then I would just decide out of those who I think is the main eventer, who's the big dog, the guy. I also knew early on that it'd be a little light. I mean, 85, there's only 2 pay-per-views, only one in like 86. It don't start picking up until we get to the 90s or so, However, you gotta start somewhere. So let's just jump right into it. Tonight we're gonna find out who was the main eventer of 1985. And got the nominees right here. And very many of them. We got Hulk Hogan, the Junkyard Dog, and Mr. T. And I always thought I was going to do like a top 3, like I'd, give third place out first, then the runner-up, then the main eventer. Just happened we only got 3, so there you go. So let's just get right into it, shall we? I will say my third place, number 3 has to be Mr. T. Now don't get me wrong, he was definitely in, of the 2 main events of 1985, he was definitely in the bigger match, and the more important match. But at the end of the day, he is a non-wrestler, and that takes nothing away from what I said earlier. His definitely the effort he gave in that match was great, and it worked. But I definitely say since he is a non-wrestler, and since he didn't really do much wrestling afterwards, it would have been different even if he would have done like a minor run. But like literally after that, I believe all he was regulated to was boxing. And even that was part-time. I want to say whenever that big feud came up with him and Piper that was leading into WrestleMania 2, like, before that went underway, I think Hogan was one that kind of accepted the challenge on his behalf, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it wasn't like he was out there every week, even boxing every week. He was boxing part-time. So yeah, I'm going to say third place, Mr. T. Runner-up, going with JYD, the Junkyard Dog. Just because, once again, this is same thing I mentioned last week when I did the Wrestling Classic. It's not that I have no respect for Junkyard Dog. That's not true. I totally respect the guy. He is a legend of the Squared Circle. He just doesn't quite belong on this list. That's all I'm saying. Like, because I mean, this is a show. I mean, I'm a total mark, and doing the main event, you're gonna see like, I still want to believe in wrestling, if you will. But I'd never buy him as a main eventer. I didn't watch his Mid-South or Deep South or, whatever stuff he did before WWF. So I don't know. Maybe, who knows. But I'll say for right now, at this moment, and like even in 1985, like even though I was a baby, I was like this big back in 1985, I still think if I was watching it, I'd still be like, no, he's not a main eventer. Like, that match shouldn't have been a main event. So for all those reasons right there, and you want more in-depth on my feelings of Junkyard Dog in 1985, go back last week and watch Wrestling Classic. So yeah, JYD, runner-up. So that leaves one person. It should be no surprise. The main inventor of 1985, Hulk Hogan. Who else would it be? Who else would it be? To be in the main event, it's a special thing, regardless. You made the main event, that's fucking awesome. To win a main event is even better. Like, now you made it and you won. But to select the one guy from that, like, the cream of the crop, the best of the best, the elite. You always hear, talking about people's pro wrestling Mount Rushmores, That's what I'm doing right here. I'm, the main eventer that's it. He's the man of that year. And, of course, it's Hogan. I mean, yes, there's only 2 pay-per-views that year, but, look beyond that even. I mean, Hulkamania running wild, hardcore in 1985. Had his own cartoon. He's at the head of the whole Rock and Wrestle connection. World title reign the entire year, Yeah, and then of course he headlined the first WrestleMania and won. Of course he didn't headline the Wrestling Classic, but still won their champion, walked out champion. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan. I think what better way to kick off your main eventers specials than award it to Hogan. I mean, let's face it, he's a wrestling god. Despite what your opinions, even on his wrestling abilities, which a lot of smarks out there want to shit all over that, or even your personal feelings on the guy. I mean, you hear all sorts about backstage politics, or the recent scandals he's been involved in. But sorry, back in 1985, dude, he was untouchable. He was fucking untouchable. So there it is. That's what I'm saying. My main eventer of 1985, Hulk Hogan. So yeah, there it is. So that's what we're going to be doing at the end of each year. We'll do the main eventers, and we'll just break it down, discuss it, and right there. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Drop that comment down below. Let me know what you think. Who was your main eventer of 1985? Was it Mr. T? T-Mania? He's undefeated at WrestleMania. Just saying, undefeated streak. But yeah, so there you guys go. So yeah, that's all I got. Guys, tune in next week. We're going to talk about the main event of WrestleMania 2. Oh yeah. Alright guys, that's all I got. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.